It is the post-race press conference from the Penrite Sandown 500. What a big weekend it's been. A lot of drama late, and cool to see some new faces here. So we'll start with the faces we're quite familiar with in the middle, and well done to Jamie Whincup and Craig Lowndes. Jamie, roller coaster day of emotions for the team, and is it bittersweet when you sort of win one with what happened to Shane like that?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, it was a fairly eventful start to the race, but unfortunately, it wasn't that eventful towards the end. Firstly, it is bittersweet. Certainly commiserations to 97. They were in the box seat to get the chocolates today. I think we would have been 1 point ahead in the Enduro Cup, which would have been interesting. But you're respectful of that somebody else could have won the race, but at the same time you take it, because there's been plenty of times both of us have been on the receiving end of a mechanical or something out of your control that's ruined a good result. But no, all in all, can't thank Lowndesy enough. He's done a fantastic job all three rounds. It's been a tough day all around. You know, the news that come through about Penske's engine this morning was certainly distracted us, and we were reminiscing and thinking back of what could have the biggest race of the year, or what could have been. But we had to keep the focus, go out there and race hard. And on top of that, it's great to see so many young kids as well in this Enduro campaign really shine, which it's good to see there's plenty of strength coming through, plenty of young kids, plenty of strength coming through.
Do you personally have an opinion on that news that broke earlier today, now that you've got the 500 out of the way?
No, I don't want to have an opinion on it, but it was obviously huge news for our sport, and we just had to put our heads down and just focus on this weekend.
RD said at a team press conference in Darwin, he said he's looking more forward to the Enduros maybe more than ever before this year. I feel like that was a pretty good endurance run for the whole team.
Oh, for sure. We, the start of the year was lean from our standards. You know, we're used to having good performances. So just for the start of the year, not being able to crack a win or a pole or anything for so long was very, very tough. So we worked on the things in our control, and then of course the category done a great job to even the cars up to give us a fighting chance. And we feel like the Enduro campaign, we made the most of our opportunities.
Well done today, mate. Congratulations on a great drive. And also to you too, Craig. Let's get a word from you off the back of that one. Like I mentioned, a 6th 500. And when you go alongside names like Alan Moffat, that's very special.
Yeah, well, it is. I think that, the car this weekend has been, working really well. It's absorbed the curbs and it's got its power down well. And, yesterday we both sort of everyone was fighting difficult conditions with sprinkle for us for the co-drivers and then rain for the main drivers, which was great to start on pole. Bryce got a really good start. Our starts have been pretty good this endurance season. He got a good start. He hung with us at the beginning of the race, which we're trying to set a lap time to make sure we looked after the tyres and seeing what the trend would be like. And we low 9, and then the safety car came out and then sort of diminished my gap that we were able to create, which is always a problem for a leader. And then bugger me, I looked up and I saw 97 there. So Garth had, I think, like a 7 or 8 lap better tyre, and he started to put the blowtorch on and put some mid-8s in. So we had to sort of pick the pace up. But at the end of the day, I think that, as Jamie says, commiseration. It's like a sad and happy emotions at the moment, because one side of the garage, could have been. But for us, it's, as Jamie said, we've both been on the receiving end of that side of it.
Well done today to the both of you. I'll go over to Chaz. Great drive from the two of you actually today to bring this thing home for second. How important is that for you personally? It's been a tough couple of rounds for you, so a great result here today. What does that do for you?
Yeah, it's been an absolute nightmare of an enduro campaign for us. Bathurst and then Gold Coast not even being able to race there, so for me, the best part about today and getting a trophy right at the end here is more for Moff. He's kind of been on the wrong end of the stick because of what's been kind of the accidents throughout this enduro campaign with myself and teammates and qualifying laps. So today was awesome to be able to get a trophy for Moff, and thank you for the year, and we'll see what happens.
James, your point of view on that race and the ending, watching Chaz rip up the field. You put in a very good first stint yourself.
I think you're being a bit kind there, Chad. I've got to go get Chazzy a shoulder massage. He carried me today, that's for sure. So, he drove the absolute wheels off it. I had a real battle on my hands when I was in the car, just struggling with the rear grip. and the rear tyres going off. So nonetheless, for him to charge through the field, and I wasn't too confident when I first hopped out of the car of where we might end up, and then with about 50 laps to go, it sort of looked like it was possibly coming towards us, thanks to the pace he had in the car. So big thanks also to the team, to get 2 cars on the podium is a great reward for them, not only for all the work they've done this year, but throughout the Enduro campaign. So it's nice that Chazzy and I were able to get another trophy together. It's been enjoyable working alongside him, and he's an absolute freak, so I'm just along for the ride.
Did you feel any of that special Sandown magic up on the podium today? It's a famous old venue with a lot of history.
It was certainly a great thrill to be up on the podium. My first memories as a kid growing up, coming to the racetrack, sitting in the grandstand here, watching Lowndes and those type of guys. So that shows you how old Lowndes is, eh? So yeah, it was a great thrill to finally step on the podium here, and I guess also from maybe a bit of a sentimental point of view, to do it on Dad's 80th birthday is something I'll look back on fondly in the years to come.
Good on you, mate. Well done. Let's go over to Lee Holdsworth, and that was the goal, wasn't it, this year? A podium, it was coming, wasn't it? You were so close on multiple occasions. Took a little bit of luck to get you up there, but through a lot of rounds, you were pretty close. So what's that feeling like today?
Well, it was nice to actually have some good luck for once, because we've been on the wrong end of it so many times just recently, where we've been a shot at podium. So we've been building on the car all year. We started the year, well off the pace, and we've just been honing in on a setup and worked really closely with Sammy. From halfway through the year onwards, we've got got on top of it, and we roll out with a good car every round now. So I knew, this round today, especially this morning, I knew that we had a car that was going to be good for to be up the front, and Thomas did an amazing job yesterday and today. And I'm just stoked to be back up on the podium. It's been way too long, and it's a really good feeling. I was tearing up a little with about 6 to go, and I thought I got to pull myself together here because it's not over. It's great. I've really enjoyed working with Thomas, and we've had a pretty solid enduro campaign. So I'm sure you'll like the talent that he shows. I think he deserves to have a seat in the main series.
How about your seat in the main series? Drives like today certainly help.
Not mine.
Yeah, not your seat. But for you personally, good results in the back half of the year can do no harm for being back on the grid next year. Yeah,
for sure. I've just been concentrating on doing my job and doing it well, and continuing to get stronger every round, and you build your confidence as well. But I'm feeling pretty confident that I'll have a few years left in me yet.
Great job today, mate, and well done. Finally back on the podium. It was great to see you back up there again.
Thanks a lot.
How about Tom Randle? This is a really special moment. Take a look down that table, mate. It's pretty esteemed company. What was going through your mind watching those last few laps?
I was pretty nervous because at the time we were racing Coulthard, and then after the last stops we came out in front of him, and then I think a couple of laps later Chaz came out of the pits, so we knew the race was on for P3 with Chaz, and they definitely had the speed over us in that last stint, and Chaz and Moff drove really well today, and like James said, it's great to have 2 team cars on the podium, and once we were in 4th, the nerves were pretty much gone, and then I guess we got lucky with what happened to Van Gis, and like Lee said, I think it's about time the luck changed for him. So it's great to share the podium with Lee. Like he said, it's been an awesome ride, and the team have been really accommodating, not just with my Super 2 stuff, but being a co-driver with them. It's been an awesome ride, and great way to end the Pertec Enduro Cup.
How close are you to knowing what the plans are for next year then?
Not that close. I've just been trying to put my mind off it, to be honest, and just focus on the job with Lee and my Super 2 stuff, which this weekend I'm just going to forget about what happened there. But we knew we had a strong car this weekend, and we had a strong car at Bathurst, and unfortunately luck didn't fall our way there. Gold Coast was a little bit tricky for me. Just I hadn't been there in a supercar before, and I didn't want to do anything stupid. Like Lee said, he's been working away with his engineer on the pace and the speed out of the car, and we finally got a result this round.
Nice. And just thinking back a few months ago, it took forever for them to make the announcement that you were going to be doing it. We were badgering Tim Edwards every round we went to. Do you feel like you've rewarded Tim as well for putting the faith in you?
I hope so. I think so, and I think the whole team as well. I mean, I signed the contract a lot earlier than when it was announced, and I think everyone sort of knew what was up. But yeah, I've been keeping close tabs on Lee. Lots of rounds I've just been following what he does and looking at his data, and we sort of report there's similar feedback in the car. I think we have a very similar driving style, and yeah, he had to be the one that ran a booster seat for the Enduros, which was good.
You've turned a lot of heads, mate. Well done. Great drive.
Thanks, Chad. Cheers.
All right, let's open it up to the journalists.
A few for me. I'll start. Jamie, I guess, how did you find out what had happened to Shane in front? I mean, obviously you had a decent lead. Yeah, how did you find out?
I saw the smoke halfway down the straight, and that's weird. That's not a tyre lockup. That's something else. I didn't know which car it was from, and then Couchy come over the radio, just sort of screaming and yelling about something else. So then I put 2 and 2 together that potentially something's wrong with 97. But then notified on the back straight that he had a problem. And he was coming into the pits, and I was just told to stuff the curbs for the rest of the race because could have been a common issue between both cars.
And not to dwell too much on the car 17 thing, but I guess do you feel sorry for Scott? You know, I guess there's been a bit of a subdued nature to sealing his second championship given what's going on.
I don't want to comment on it now. Cause I just want to analyse and don't want to make say anything in the heat of the moment. So. Yeah, we'll analyse what's actually going on and what penalties were applied and go from there.
One more was just for Lee. I guess does it make it even more special what's going on getting the podium here? Given you'd come from a tough road the last couple of years, and there was maybe a bit of uncertainty at the end of last year.
It would have been special anywhere, I think. It's nice to be at the home track, I guess, in front of my parents are here, auntie and uncle, and but it would have been special anywhere. But I mean, it's been a really tough road. I think my last podium was my win back in 2014 at Winton. So from 2015 up to 2018, I really haven't been in a position to be fighting for podiums. So it's nice. Forgot how to drive, I think. But it's nice to be back in a team with equipment that's competitive and supportive people around you, and feel welcome and feel like you're building on something. It's sort of the revamp of my career. I see it in a way.
Lowndesy, Triple Eight, I think have won 5 of the 7 Pertec Enduro Cups in the format. The obvious answer is preparation, all that sort of stuff. But what's the key, do you think, and how much emphasis does Roland place on this Enduro Cup format?
Well, when the Pertec Enduro Cup was introduced, I think it gave every team something to strive for. That if you're not going to win a championship, it gives you another spectrum of the racing to be able to hang your head high and know that at least 3 of the races out of all the series that you've done the right job. And Roland, there's no secret, Roland came to Australia to win Bathurst, and Jamie and I have different opinions. He loves the championship, I love Bathurst, so hopefully between us we can keep winning the Pertec Endurance Cup. But it's about the consistency over the 3 races. All 3 tracks are massively different. So, you could be good at Bathurst and bad at Gold Coast and vice versa. Next year we go to Tail and Bend, which is another whole dynamic of a racetrack. It's fast flowing, smooth. So it's, it really, it just highlights what teams' preparation you were talking about and how they go about it. We would have been separated by 1 point, so I think that everyone in the Red Bull Holden racing team, I think it must be very proud. I know it didn't turn out like that on paper, but to be racing 1-2 with 11 laps to go, 1 point apart from us, is pretty special, I think, from the team.
And Jamie, does having that trophy in the Cup, does it fill a bit of a gap this season?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we didn't. Obviously, the championship got away from us, halfway through the year, and then Bathurst got away from us as well. So nice to have a major trophy in the cabinet come the end of the year.
And just one more, Chaz. Give us your thoughts on being the pole winner for a Bathurst.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Can't wait to get home tomorrow and call Armour All and get some dollars in the bank account. It's pretty good.
Or does Scotty have to pay you?
Yeah. Be more satisfying.
No tax then. If it's New Zealand.
Tom, it was over here. It was a hard Super 2. You glossed over it. It was a hard Super 2 round for you. How hard was it to separate that from jumping into the supercar?
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty frustrated probably the first 10 minutes after what happened. But yeah, I just had to do a full reset really, and I knew that after the warm-up this morning and the co-driver race yesterday that we had a really good package. And yeah, I guess that's just what years of experience sort of helped with. So yeah, no, I felt really relaxed on the grid with our race today in the main game. So yeah, I guess DNFing early gave me more time to relax. So it felt good.
James, a special day for you. Not to gloss over what's happened, but have you given any thought yet to your next Pertec Endurance campaign with either Tickford or whatever the future might hold for the bloke next year? Sorry, Tickford or elsewhere next year?
I'm just going to worry about how many beers we're going to have tonight.
And on that note, that's the perfect note to say thanks, gents, and we'll see you in Newcastle.